Hi everybody, Jack Benedict here with the coach Curt Cignetti Show. Glad to have you along as we talk about IUP Crimson Hawks football, and it was a victory for IUP 26-14 over Gannon on Senior Day and Veterans Day. And first of all, Coach, congratulations, because one thing is over, and that is you are co-champions, co-divisional champions of the PSAC West, and that in itself is an accomplishment.
Yeah, it is, and I think it's something that is in the record books. And you know, we were picked fifth in the preseason, which was motivation for our guys all year long, and we're so close to being undefeated. You know, but we do have that, and now we're moving on.
Yeah, move on to the next step. You had a good start, 20-0, and you know, you really got out there in a hurry with Temple's touchdown. Lenny led up to that, and then of course the pass play and a couple of field goals and so on. But things then got a little shaky then, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. You know, we scored two quick ones, had a really nice long drive on offense, the first drive. Defense held them both times. Defense had 11 series out of 8 out of 11 where it was 4 plays or less, 7 3-and-outs, I think. But and then we had a 1-strike touchdown to make it 14-0. Jumped up 20-0, and then you know, we sort of lost our intensity a little bit. And you know, Gannon scored one at the end of the half. We had a couple of red area opportunities, didn't capitalize on. And you know, going into halftime, talked to the team, came out, and mentioned to Coach Tortorella, you know, I said, I'm a little concerned. I don't quite feel the energy, you know, because we've played at such a high level all year long. And, you know, I think we were maybe a hair flat coming out in the second half. But, you know, our defense did a tremendous job stopping them, and creating turnovers. And we got a turnover on special teams and a partially blocked punt, too. And really, it was the red area woes. It was like there was a force field on the goal line, and we just couldn't get in. I mean, we had a 1st and 6 on the 6 and got a holding call, set us back, and then we have a 3rd and 1 on the 1 and running in for touchdown and fumble the ball, and then another 3rd and 1 on the 1. These are all different series where we snap the ball over the quarterback's head, and so you know, the game got tight, no question about it. But in the end, we found a way, and it's. You know, it's great to, as a team, maybe not to play your best. I think we did play very well on defense, extremely well. And, you know, our special teams had its moments. But to you know, that's the mark of a good team, to find ways to win.
Well, that's the bottom line, that's for sure. You had talked during the course of the week just a little bit, I think, about picking up the tempo, that kind of thing. It was maybe a little bit behind. You think maybe that was the thing too? You get out of, it's like a pitcher gets out of rhythm, and then and you have a 20-0 lead over a really good team, but you know, that other team can come back on you.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And they were being very patient running the football and trying to control the clock a little bit. And you know, they got to a point in the third quarter there where they hit a couple runs on us, and we just couldn't quite get in sync. We'd put drives together and get down there, but we couldn't finish them off. And so
we just can't say enough about the defense, and we've talked about them all year. You know, you had 4 sacks, you had 2 interceptions. Yeah. They had that redshirt freshman, and he was mobile, as we talked in the pre-game about him. But all in all, there were just a lot of people on defense, gave you a lot of great effort.
Oh yeah, everybody played well. I mean, I think we held them to about 240 total yards. And you know, we were really good on 3rd down, and we created turnovers too. And I mean, we had 2 or 3 mistakes that, you know, resulted in big plays for them. They were missed assignment type things. But you know, our defense has been outstanding, really. I mean, you know, you take away about 14 minutes of football from the entire year, and I mean, our defensive statistics would be unbelievable. And they continue to rise to the occasion. Their strength of the team felt that way going in, and have not disappointed.
You know, you could attribute some of that to lack of experience. There's so many young players on that team, on the team overall, and on defense too. There are some who are redshirt freshmen. Even a sophomore is a young player. So that can be attributed to a lot of, you know, breakdowns here and there.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we've talked about it. 28 out of 33, I think, underclassmen, but a lot of freshmen and sophomores playing on both sides of the ball, and have played very well at a high level throughout most of the year, and are only going to get better. I really think our team has an upside, and I think that we've got another step we can take, and I think it's important that we do take it. I know it's very late in the year, but I think it's a sort of time right now to kind of rededicate, in all areas, playing, coaching, teaching, executing, so that we can kind of take that next step. It starts with today.
Mm-hmm. Well, as a team and going into a season, you're always looking hopefully for postseason play. So do you kind of break it down in thirds, first third, middle third? The last third you hope to be playing on an uptick going into the playoffs?
Well, I guess you could. I mean, our approach is just one day at a time, one game at a time. And, we've put ourselves in this position. We're sitting pretty nice with the playoffs right now, it appears. And, it's important this week that we get better. And, we're going to play a team that hasn't had a whole lot of success. And so, but we've got to get better. And so that's where we're at.
Let me follow up on the team you're playing, Cheyney. And, it's been a woeful time in the past decade for them. They're averaging 9 points a game, giving up 49. How in the world do you get a team up to play an opposition like that when you know you have to do it?
Yeah, well, today we're going to spend all today on us. We're really going to watch the Gannon game close. We're going to get in the weight room real hard. And there won't be a lot of Cheyney today. We'll get into them a little bit more tomorrow. And I think it's going to be important that we have good, crisp practices. And, there's some scheme development in some areas that needs to happen. And some technique areas that need to improve, and that'll be the emphasis this week.
One of the things I've noticed about Cheyney, and IUP has not played them as much, I haven't seen them as much in football as basketball, but they always have athletes. Yeah. And that's scary, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it is. But they are struggling this season. They do have some really good players, and but they've had their problems. So, we can't sugarcoat it.
Right.
They have.
Yeah.
And so.
So do you watch all of it's available, you can watch all of their games, all the games they've played?
Yeah, we have all their games available on Huddle, and then we'll focus in on 3 or 4 opponents that are similar to us.
Injury situation. A couple of weeks ago, here we were bemoaning the injuries because they were piling up. Is it getting a little better now? Healing?
Yeah, I think our health is improving. Georgie didn't play Saturday, and he has been our most consistent offensive lineman, so he should only be better. C.J. Jackson, who's been starting at tight end, didn't play either, and we hope to get him back soon. I think Luigi is getting really close to kind of turning him loose again. I think he was close for this game, but he should only be feeling better. And on the defensive side, Karan and Justin Weldon played. They weren't 100%, but they did play. We got Takai Turner back, which was a plus, and he played very well too. So, we're getting there. Jeff Palmer is still a little dinged up, and Matt Moed played. I know I'm forgetting somebody, but
no. Well, I think you pretty much covered. It was some of those veterans like Karan and like Moed and so on. Eric Williams gave you a really good game. You got interceptions from Takai, as you mentioned. Jay Watkins made some big plays for you too.
Yeah, and Jay's been very consistent all year long. He's really gotten better, and he's a sophomore. Eric Williams may have played his best football game. Takai had a big interception. Jamal Everett inside the last 3 or 4 weeks has just been outstanding.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to throw some stats out here. We like to do this sort of thing, but when you look at Lenny Williams, you're looking at 987 rushing yards, 2,234 total. Chris Temple's at 969. He, without any problem, should hit 1,000. And he's also only 3 rushing touchdowns away from tying Michael Mann's record. I know we're talking to individuals here. This really is a team, but everybody coming together because the offensive line has just done such a terrific job to help these guys along.
Oh, yeah.
It's been great so far.
Yeah, it takes 11 guys, and the offensive line's been playing good. We played without our best lineman on Saturday, but we have capable guys stepping in. Gabe Diaz, who started the first 4 or 5 games of the year. And, like you mentioned, Lenny with his arm and with his legs, and Chris running the ball, and, really hoping that Luigi is getting closer to 100%, so we can get that kind of dynamic duo going again. And all around, the attitude, the effort, the focus has just been tremendous. And
You can't ask for much more than that.
No.
Final regular season game, knowing that everything goes right, the way the rankings come out, what's been going on. It's nice to think the turnaround that you've had. And last year was a winning season.
Right.
But with these young players, it can only get better, can it?
Yeah, this is a good young football team with a great future.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about the future. I haven't had a lot of time to really think about it because you're so focused in on what you got to do today to put yourself in the best position for success. But got a lot of good young players out there playing a lot of outstanding football for us. So, yeah, it bodes well for the future, no doubt.
Okay. All right, that's our wrap up. Good luck against Cheyney. Let's go on from there, huh?
Thanks, Jack.
Okay, Curt. Curt Cignetti and the Crimson Hawks in action Saturday with the Cheyney Wolves, and we'll have complete coverage for you. So we hope you'll be around to catch the Crimson Hawks as they hopefully take that next step toward the playoffs. For the coach, this is Jack Benedict, and we hope you have a nice night.